Sales interviews are unique because they not only evaluate your past experience but also test your ability to persuade, connect, and think on your feet. Unlike technical interviews that focus on pure knowledge, sales interviews go deeper into personality, communication, and resilience. The interviewer wants to see whether you can handle pressure, overcome objections, and build trust while still maintaining focus on meeting business targets. These conversations are not just about what you have sold, but how you think about customers, how you approach problems, and how you deliver value in competitive situations. To make this more practical, let us walk through some of the most common sales interview questions with structured answers and useful tips. Each answer highlights not only what you might say but why it works, giving you a strong foundation to approach your next interview with confidence. Question 1. Tell me about your sales experience. Answer. My background in sales began with inside sales at a software company, where I managed a portfolio of small to medium-sized clients. Over time, I transitioned into enterprise sales, which required more relationship building and complex negotiations. One example was working with a healthcare client where I grew their account by 40% in a year by tailoring solutions to their compliance needs. Tip. When answering this, be clear about industries, deal sizes, and measurable results. Numbers like percentages, revenue increases, or client retention rates give your experience weight. Question 2. How do you handle rejection? Answer. In sales, rejection is part of the process. I try to separate personal feelings from the professional outcome. For example, when a potential client declined our product, I asked for feedback, which revealed that timing was the issue, not the product itself. I kept the relationship warm and re-engaged 6 months later, successfully closing the deal. Tip. Show that you treat rejection as an opportunity for learning and persistence, not as a dead end. Employers want to see resilience. Question 3. Can you walk me through your sales process? Answer. I follow a structured process: prospecting, qualifying leads, discovery, presenting solutions, handling objections, and closing. For instance, in a recent deal, I used discovery calls to understand the client's exact pain points, presented a customized demo, and overcame pricing objections by focusing on long-term ROI. That approach helped close the deal within 6 weeks. Tip. Interviewers want to hear not just the steps, but how you personalize them to fit the customer's needs. Question 4. How do you research prospects before approaching them? Answer. I use LinkedIn, company reports, and industry news to understand the client's challenges. For example, I once targeted a logistics firm after reading about their expansion into e-commerce. By highlighting how our solution could improve delivery efficiency, I was able to secure a meeting that eventually led to a contract. Tip. Show that you don't go into conversations blind. Employers value proactive research that adds credibility. Question 5. What motivates you in sales? Answer. I am motivated by 2 things: achieving measurable results and solving customer problems. While hitting quotas is important, I find greater satisfaction in hearing from a client that our solution transformed their business. That combination of performance and impact drives me. Tip. Be genuine but balance personal ambition with customer-focused motivation. This shows maturity in your approach. Question 6. Tell me about a time you turned a no into a yes. Answer. I once pitched to a retail chain that initially declined because of budget constraints. I restructured the proposal, offering a phased rollout instead of a full deployment. This allowed them to start small and see results before scaling up. Within 8 months, they expanded the contract, making it one of the biggest wins of the year. Tip. Employers want to hear persistence, creativity, and strategic thinking in your response. Question 7. How do you handle long sales cycles? Answer. Long sales cycles require patience and consistent engagement. I build trust by checking in with relevant insights, industry updates, or small value adds, so I stay top of mind without being pushy. For a government client, this meant monthly check-ins with case studies, which eventually led to closing a $1 million contract after nearly a year. Tip: stress the importance of relationship management and consistency over time. Question 8. How do you collaborate with other teams? Answer: sales doesn't happen in isolation. I work closely with marketing for lead generation, customer success for onboarding, and product teams for feedback. In one deal, I collaborated with engineering to build a custom feature that secured a large enterprise account. Tip: salespeople who can work across departments are more valuable, especially in complex organizations. Question 9. How do you prioritize your pipeline? Answer: I use a mix of CRM tools and personal judgment. High-value prospects with a clear timeline get priority, but I also keep nurturing long-term leads. For example, I categorize leads as hot, warm, or cold, and structure my week to give proper attention to each group. Tip: employers want to know that you can balance short-term wins with long-term growth. Question 10. Why do you want to work with our company? Answer: I admire your company's reputation for innovation and customer-centric culture. I've also researched your recent product launches, and I see opportunities where my background in enterprise sales could help expand your market share in key industries. Tip: show that you've done research about the company and that your skills align with their goals. Final thoughts. Sales interviews are a chance to demonstrate not just what you have achieved but also how you think, react, and adapt in real time. Employers want to see confidence balanced with empathy, persistence paired with strategy, and ambition guided by customer value. By preparing for these common questions, you can walk into your next interview ready to show that you are not just a salesperson, but a trusted partner who drives results.